Hello everyone, very good evening. Hope everyone is doing well at their home and are safe with the family. So, as we all know, today we have gathered specifically to discuss about the washing line and ETP part of the full recycling system. And this is a sixth installment from the webinar series brought to you by GMS Plastic Machinery Private Limited, an Indo-Italian company which has been manufacturing plastic recycling equipment since about more than 18 years. Just going to the matter, before that I would like to explain a couple of things. First of all is regarding to the question and answer session. So as we all know, we always hold a Q&A session at the end of our presentations. But during the presentation, if you feel you are having any concerns or anything, you can text directly me by the chat box so that we try to cover your concern in as details as possible. And so before we, in previous webinar series, we have done complete article recycling, Raffia recycling, pipe recycling and everything. And in those sessions, we have got so many questions when it comes to specifically recycling technology. In recycling technology, specifically washing technology available in India with the types of automation and everything. Now we will move forward for our next presentation, which is on plastic washing technologies. Whether it's a semi-automatic washing machine or a fully automatic washing machine. Actually, we have covered a little bit of the washing machine previously also, while we were discussing about the article waste and raffia waste and pipe waste and everything. But during that time, we have found the curiosity in interested into the washing line as a technology. So today we have with us Mr. Arun Sangvi, former president of All India Plastic Association and managing director of GMS Plastic Machinery Private Limited. He has experience related to plastic recycling machineries for nearly about 2 decades. And Arun sir will let us know as to how different kinds of washing machine work and which type of operation we are getting from it. Arun sir, would like to request to take over.
Thank you, Vasu. Basically today we concentrated more on the washing side of the plastic waste recycling sector, and that's the reason we had Mr. Nimal with us for ETP plants, which is the core requirement today under the CPCB guidelines when it comes to plastic waste washing and recycling techniques. Nimalji put up a good presentation on ETP plants. I think you must have realized that by now that the cost of using ETP is not that high, and it is important that we should recycle recycle the water no matter what is the thought in one's mind. Let me come to my presentation. Plastic waste, you can see in India is close to around 4,500 metric tons per day, of which 4 major metros generate more than around 1,670 tons of plastic waste per day, which is over 40% of the plastic waste produced in India. India recycles total of 70% of the plastic waste generated as of now. These are the various hubs of plastic recycling in India. Most of the hubs are today catering with our equipment, and we are happy to announce that almost all these cities have one of our equipment with from the 450 machines that we have installed all over India. Few of them are Vapi, Doraji, Surat, Daman, Silvassa. In Bombay, in Maharashtra, there is Dharavi, Bhandup, Vasai, Malegaon, Jalgaon. Similarly, we have in almost all the cities of India a washing plant or a recycling equipment installed. Estimated quantity of recycled plastic waste is nearly 5.5 metric tons in 2017-18, which is close, and currently around 7 million metric tons in 2019-20, and it is expected to grow by around 3.1% CAGR. Let me explain to you about the fully automatic washing plants. The good operation of a fully automatic washing plant is the basis to obtain high quality washed waste. Washing plants are configured to each customer's requirements. So we may be providing some plants with shredders, some with grinders, some with friction washers or screw washers. So different techniques are available. Each of them I will explain to you as I move forward. You can start with the metal detection, which is the important part of washing and recycling. Most of the people feel that putting a magnet itself does not actually solve the problem of removal of metals, because there are other non-ferrous metals. So it would be ideal that not only magnetic metal detectors are put on the machines, but metal sensors are put so that you are able to remove almost all types of metals. Then comes the grinding. Of course, we have done a lot of webinars with PIMCO, so you are able to use the grinders from PIMCO. We are offering them only all the time. So you have the grinders or the shredders which can be put online. They help to reduce the waste size and also clean the waste simultaneously. So because they are all wet grinders. In this system, we normally need wet grinders unless you have clean waste and you are going to recycle it directly. Then we have screw conveyors cum washing units. Of course, this is a low friction washing unit where lightly cleaning systems can take place. So you need not actually have a high friction washing requirement for heavy article waste or pipe waste or these sort of wastes, or even for PET bottles waste, where high friction washing can actually, when you put the material with labels, for example, high friction washing would break down the labels to a finer particle size, which is not helpful for removal of labels easily. So in that conditions, we normally give low friction washing systems. At this stage, water and detergent are also added to clean the waste thoroughly. This is what Mr. Vashi was talking about when we talked about detergents, or it could be even caustic soda, it could be any sort of chemical which can be used for cleaning of plastics. Let me assure you that most of, I would say 99% of our equipment part which are water immersed are completely in stainless steel, some in 202, some in 304, depending on the requirements. But stainless steel for sure, so corrosion or effect of any sort of chemical or detergent would not be hampering the equipment utility or its life. Then we have the friction washing device. If we are wanting high friction washing, then we have the centrifugal washing system. You can see the picture below. In this centrifugal washing, we can remove oily, greasy, or very sticky contaminants with ease. Using detergent, of course, we need detergent and water together. So simultaneously, you can see here There is the pumping system for the lubricants or the detergents, or you can say caustic soda. We can have three different stages of pushing different chemicals inside. It can be one single detergent or three different detergents. Then we have the flotation tank where heavy particles can be separated after the washing process. They go to the flotation tank and then these heavy particles settle down. You can see a screw conveyor on the side. My mouse is showing it. That screw conveyor is actually used for removing the sludge from the flotation tank in an automatic system. This can be eliminated also, and you can have a flotation tank like you are seeing on the left side of the screen without the screw conveyor, and you can open the bottom part here and remove the sludge with ease. There is no big problem. Normally you remove the sludge when the equipment is off, so you are able to clean it far better. This particular flotation tank is used to remove stones, metal pieces, or heavy particles which are not removed in the earlier stages. And this would be final stage where such heavy particles would settle down in the water using these water settling systems, and the lighter plastics would move further to the drying system. Here is the centrifugal drying or the dewatering system, where you can have high friction dewatering, where excessive water stuck to the plastics can be removed with ease. This is a blower dryer or a hot air dryer, where after the dewatering unit, the material falls through the hot air blower, and the hot air generated because of this heating device which is connected to the blower, that hot air can dry the material up to 98%, so which can be directly then utilized in our recycling plants. What is the technology? Yes, every single fully automatic washing plant that we configure and design are to the customer needs. They are not standard equipment which can be given to you off the shelf, but every equipment is designed to customer needs. The power consumption for a washing plant would not cross more than 0.4 kilowatt per kilo. This is dependent on the type of equipment that are put in line when we configure the equipment, but this particular figure that we have mentioned is the maximum that can be reached. For operating the plant, you need one operator and one supervisor to supervise the full length of the equipment that is in operation. For any failures at various junctions, we have emergency stop, so the plant can be shut down in case of any problems at any stage. Labor required would be only to feed the material at the starting point. Floor space starts at around 50 feet by 20 feet and about, depending on the configuration of the plant, but the minimum requirements would be around 50 feet by 20 feet. ETP combination also can be provided by GMS together with our washing plants. Very low detergent requirements are there in our washing plants. Detergent sourcing also can be provided by GMS. You can buy it directly from the source. We can give you the source and you can buy it. Lightweight waste like film and raffia recycling or washing also can be done with ease in our equipment. Now I come to the semi-automatic washing and drying plant. This basically are the semi-automatic washing and drying plant. Here the requirement of labor is more compared to the fully automatic plant. For each equipment you will need one operator, and picking up the material from one and putting it in the other equipment would be another labor. These equipment can be automized by putting intermediate screw conveyors, but that would again cost you a lot. There will be a requirement for few operators still, because you need to manually inject the detergents and other chemicals required for washing the material. You can achieve a lot of high friction washing from these equipments. You can see the another photograph of the washing plant. This is the semi-automatic washing plant. Here uh, the slide has a different write-up, sorry, but the semi-automatic washing plant basically is a high friction washing unit, wherein the washing takes place with ease, um, and the dirt can be removed and extracted through the piping. You can see here that valve can be used to remove the water and the dirt from the plastic waste, and after washing, the material can be extracted into the tray below from the exit chamber over here. Then we have the fully, of course, the dewatering or the drying unit, which is similar to a fully automatic plant. You can see here the fully automatic washing, the centrifugal drying system. Similarly, if you have article waste, we have the vertical system also. Here you see the centrifugal dryer, and this is the hot air blower, which can be used to dry the material. Here you can see the centrifugal dryer and the hot air blower. So ultimately it's the similar system, but one is vertical, one is horizontal, depending on the requirement or the type of waste. Then again, it will pass through a hot air blower or the dryer and go to the recycling plant. What GMS can offer for PET bottle washing, GMS can offer you automatic label removing features. So we have a little additional equipment for label removal, like only if the labels are not stuck in the sense completely stuck. If they are stuck at just the edges, they can be easily removed. Like the PET bottles, you can see the labels can be peeled off immediately. But if you see in HDPE drums or bottles, those labels which are stuck are not easily removable in these label removing equipment. So beware when we say label removing, it is only for loosely labeled bottles. For cap removal, we can offer long conveyors, and manually people can stand on the conveyors and remove the caps and rings, etc. All our equipment are hot wash compliant, so customers can just add a boiler to their water circulation plant and proceed with hot washing. For PET bottle washing, we can offer both fully automatic and semi-automatic systems, ideally. You can see, as in my past presentations also, the recycling equipment. This is the one with the force feeding systems. Of course, all our downstream, the extruder when vented and the die face cutter and the online screen changers would remain identical. This is the one with the densifier, and again the extruder and the downstream will be identical. The densifier is this equipment with the conveyor, and here you will see below a force feeding screw which is feeding the material from the densifier to the extruder. Then we have the mother baby extruder, where you can put either a densifier or a force feeder here, and then we have the two extruders with screen changers, of course, and the die face cutter. About the performance ascertaining, of course, GMS can give free trials at our plant in Bhiwandi. You can send around 200-300 kilos of your waste, and we can give you a demo on our semi-automatic washing plants, which are always there in our plant to run. Of course, if we have a fully automatic plant, we would do a test for you on that also. Why GMS? this is the most important part of our presentation. GMS provides free trials to every customer. GMS designs each equipment to suit customers' needs, thereby achieving 100% performance of our, as promised, of our equipment. GMS provides installation at no engineering cost. GMS provides lifetime free service. GMS supplies machines with only high quality branded components. GMS provides bimetallic screw barrels where they determine that the waste is having some wear and tear, so the equipment life can be enhanced. GMS supplies required tools, etc., extra spares with their ordered equipment at every time. GMS, a name you can count on. GMS, a brand for quality and service. These are some of our YouTube channels where you can see almost all of our videos. Of course, very soon we'll be putting up these presentations also on this channel, so you can, with the recording, so you can go and hear us again if you have missed something from my presentation or Mr. Vasi's presentation. We will have another webinar, the 7th edition of our webinar, which will be talking about challenges and futuristic opportunities on recycling in part 3. That will be held on 18th July, Saturday at 5 p.m. What we plan to cover, of course, sanitizing of biodegradable waste and recycling it, and recycling of engineering plastics like ABS, PC, POM, PBT, PS, PMMA, and similar. Below is the link. Of course, Vasu will also forward the link to you to register online. Let GMS turn your waste to profits. Thank you. Thank you all. Over to you, Vasu.
Thank you very much, sir, about the detailed presentation of how the washing line works, whether it is a semi-automatic or a for the matter. So, as we committed, now is the time for a Q&A session. And first of all, I would like to thank Nimalji, as he has already covered most of the questions we have received prior to the presentation. But yet, few questions we have received. We will begin with the questions related to the ETP and water treatment system. So, would ask couple of questions to Nimalji.
Yeah.
Nimalji, the first questions we have received is that in plastic industry, the dirty water will have high contamination of dust and dirt. So it will have TDS, and because of that, COD will also be higher. How this type of water would be treated, and how much successful these kind of ETPs are for the plastic industry?
Yeah, this is already covered in our question answer session. We have anticipated that there will be high dust content and another dirt also. So that's why only we have installed settling tank. If you go through our schematic, we have installed one settling tank prior to feeding or wastewater to our system. So most of the dirt or dust that will be removed at a preliminary level only. And then we have to see what is the TDS level, so that we can treat this scheme. What we can say, that we can make streamline of which kind of system should be available, because inlet level of wastewater, that will be very important for designing of any our system. So if inlet characteristic of wastewater is available with us, we'll be able to focus or throw light more on this question.
Okay, sir. Thank you very
Yeah.
much. Okay, it have cleared the query from the viewer. Second question is a very basic and throughout question. The question is related to ETP itself, and it asks us to uh, how much recovery of possible in the ETP plants, considering in percentage wise.
More than if whatever sample we have tested from your kind of industry, more than 90% wastewater can be recycled for again in your facility.
Okay, perfect, perfect. That would be great. Now we do have all the questions related to plastic recycling. In the meanwhile, if we have any questions about the ETP, we'll definitely come to you, Vasi sir.
Sure.
So our next question is about the plastic recycling. So the question is to Arun sir, and the question is how to remove smell from the plastic waste while washing process conducting. Arun sir.
Yeah. See, we have done various trials in this, and basically, the smell removal is not a characteristic of the equipment, but the type of detergent or the type of solvents that are used in removal of dirt from the plastics. So, we did trials, for example, in milk, which is the worst till now, which has come to us. And in milk pouches, when we did the washing, we used a special detergent which is available with one of our suppliers, and we tested it and successfully were able to remove all the greasy and the smell from the plastics. In fact, it also helped to remove the print on the milk pouches. So that was a added benefit in the plastic washing system. Vasu, I'll take one more question which is with me, and it has come from, I don't know his name, but he's having an iPhone. Can we have more information on how efficiently the residue of detergent and other chemicals is removed? Are there, as these are detrimental to mechanical properties? See, basically, to remove the detergent or the chemicals which are put in the system, there are various ways. We can have an elongated washing plant where we can put multiple flotation tanks where material would float for a longer time, and with the help of paddles and other systems, we can help the detergent to dissolve in the water and move out. Other than that, I don't see any specific detergents which can be any other way where detergents can be removed with ease. That's,
Yes, thank you very much. So another question we have got is specifically for PET washing and drying. So the question is that while washing PET bottles flakes, the IV drops drastically and material becomes yellowish. Is there any solution for that?
see, the basic reason for IV dropping is because of the moisture. Now, if you are able to remove the moisture prior to extrusion properly, the IV will maintain and we'll be able to get the remove the yellowishness. Secondly, the most important factor is after the recycling, you need an IV improving plant. You cannot run PET without an IV improvement equipment. So that is one of the most expensive part in the equipment because it's sort of a reaction system and the reaction systems are quite expensive. So when we are talking of PET, the complete scenario of recycling is different compared to other materials.
Understand, understand. Before moving to next question, Haren sir, uh, have you got any questions in your personal chat box?
Yeah, yeah, I have got one. What are the different capacities available in centrifugal system? What percentage of water can be removed? See, basically in centrifugal or dewatering units, we call it, the percentage of water removal could be between 90 to 95%, and the size we can give up to 5 tons per hour, there is no problem. So we have already delivered equipment which is approximately 2.5 tons per hour, and centrifugal drying is not a problem. If you want to achieve 100% or 98% dry, it would be ideal to have a hot air blower after the centrifugal drying. Centrifugal drying is basically a dewatering equipment, and you can achieve only 90 to 95% drying in that equipment. Other questions in my personal chat box? No. No. You have any more questions?
Yeah, I have just one question.
Yeah.
It is about the water we are using in the washing lines. The question is that is there any specific requirements of water to be used in the washing machine as well as in the reprocessing machine?
See, normally in any of the washing plants, we have seen that most of the time water is recycled. That's the reason we got Mr. Nimalji online, so that people can understand the ETP nature and effluent treatment that is required for reusing the water. The water should be basically with very low COD and BOD levels, so that the plant life can be enhanced. And the second most important thing is the CPCB guidelines, which need to be followed. Now, since the compulsion is increasing, the government is keeping tab on each and every washing plants that are going on in India. It is an ideal situation that an ETP unit is installed after the washing unit. You can have a separate ETP unit for each stage where contaminant levels can be reduced, so that your ETP plant can be reduced, size can be reduced. So you can monitor when we do a test, the first test after the machine is ready, we normally take samples and send it over to the ETP manufacturer, so he can also analyze the different dirt quantum in the plant and accordingly size the equipment, so that the cost of recycling of water can also be drastically controlled, and the water reusability can also be improved. So that's the basic criteria when we talk about water utility.
Definitely, definitely. So those were all the questions we have received during our live session and also our registration time. Before leaving, I would like to thank everyone for participating in our sixth webinar. Especially would like to thank Nimalji for taking out the time and explain to, because we have been receiving so many requests from the about the point of view of the ETP and washing line both together. So thank you very much, Nimalji, for coming with us on this webinar. Also to all the viewers, if you are interested in our previous sessions from 1 to 5, we are gradually uploading it in our YouTube channel. So please be updated. You will be able to see our other videos of equipments also over there. And the registration link of the next webinar have already been sent all to you in your chat box by our sales representative, Mr. Anand. So definitely we'll see you over the next time. And till then, again, thank you very much. Thank you, Arun sir. Thank you, Nimal sir. Thank you, all the participants.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.